It's original.
Right now on AMHQ Weekend, from Dallas to Des Moines, the plains on alert for severe weather. We are timing out the threat of damaging storms, and where else heavy rain will soak your Saturday.
And residents of the Golden State are sifting through the rubble as parts of California finally see some rain, but the fire threat isn't over when the dry and windy conditions return. AMHQ Weekend starts now. And good morning, friends. Welcome to AMHQ Weekend. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. Thanks so much for joining us. We certainly have plenty to talk about this morning, including the latest on the wildfires in California, and the weather setup is not looking good for this weekend.
You're right about that, but first we turn our attention to the plains. Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa, all places that could be dealing with severe storms this afternoon. This says a cold front is going to pass through the nation's midsection. We got damaging wind and isolated tornadoes are the threats to the system. Kelly, more on that in a moment, but should we take a look at the snapshot?
I think we should.
I think we should.
There's there's a lot of fright fests going on. Have you noticed that? Like Six Flags, a lot of the zoos are participating.
Yeah, you just take a word and you just put fright in front of it. And that's basically, but you're right. Yeah, it's all over the place.
This weather's frightening, though, that could happen here across the plains. We're already seeing some severe weather at times breaking out in Iowa. It's really going to light up on the radar, though, down across Oklahoma later today.
You're right about that. And your ghosts and your goblins with that are going to be the lightning, possibly some hail, some damaging wind, and you can't rule out the chance of a tornado.
We do have a torcon of about a 3. We're going to explain that. Otherwise, you've got the warm weather across the eastern half of the country, but chilly here in the west. We've got some snow coming down in some parts of the northern Rockies.
Very true. It's quite the contrast, and we're definitely going to share that with you. But let's share this, too. The shot of Oklahoma, where we have the threat of severe storms today, Kelly. Take a look at that. Great shot. I'm sure Dr. Postel would really love that one.
Yeah, we're pointed at the ground, but you can definitely see that there's a little bit of traffic out there in the distance, but otherwise, good morning for travel because the storms are not here yet. That is going to be a different picture, though, as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. Here's a look at the radar. Earlier this morning, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa. Right now, though, you see a lot of heavy rain, a lot of lightning, too, going on with these storms, waking you up a little early right there along Interstate 80, making their way over towards Des Moines, up towards Fort Dodge. You are dodging the raindrops there as well. And this is all associated with a cold front that is slicing its way through the Midwest, providing that overall lift in the atmosphere. We've got some very warm, moist air, which of course is buoyant and easy to pick up. And then you've got that cooler, dense air moving in behind the cold front, and much, much cooler air is going to be moving on in with those northerly winds. But the highest instability is going to be across the central and southern plains. So basically across Kansas, Oklahoma, even down into parts of Texas. Can't rule out the threat for some damaging winds, big hail, and yes, there is going to be the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. You've got that low-level wind enhancing the lift, and then the stronger winds aloft as well. Plus, you've got this upper disturbance that's running along the jet stream, and that's going to get things going as well. So the red zone does include Des Moines, Kansas City, right on down towards Dallas. And I know the State Fair, Texas, still going on, so make sure you've got a way to get those warnings. That hail could be pretty big out there. We've got plenty of instability. As far as our other ingredients, you can see the lift is actually high. Shear, instability, and moisture, they're also included, but not running as high. So, Reynolds, we're not talking a huge severe outbreak, but we can't rule out damaging storms hitting some of these areas.
Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to be vigilant, right? I mean, you always need to be on guard. And I'll tell you right now, as we take a look at what's happening in parts of the plains, as we roll forward to 9 o'clock this morning,